Good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to share something with you this morning that a conversation I was having on yesterday with someone, and I ended up saying to this person, maybe God is just taking you in a different direction. You know, let me tell you something, and that's for all of us. When you feel like you've exhausted every avenue in life, where it's at right now with you, that's just God taking you in a different direction. And we don't know how He's going to do it. We don't know when He's going to do it. But there will come a point in all of our lives when God will take us in a different direction. And when He's taking you in that direction, you're going to have to leave some people behind. That's a fact. When you are going in a different direction, when you are trying to grow, when you've exhausted every means of resources that you may have had to carry out something, and all of a sudden it's been depleted, guess what? Don't look at it in a negative way. That's just God taking you in a different direction. Because the way that you planned on getting there has been exhausted. So He has another plan. He's going to take and put you on another road so that you can get to where you need to go in your destination. Whatever that purpose in your life may be, don't become discouraged. Please don't become discouraged. Hold your head up. Keep moving. Don't allow nothing to stagnate you. That's the purpose of the enemy, is to stagnate you, to make you feel like you're not worthy. You are worth every gift that God has placed on the inside of you. That goes for you, that goes for me. Don't let anybody make you think otherwise or believe otherwise, because when you get into the mindset of, I want to do what they want me to do the way they want me to do it, you are pushing God out of the plan. And if you've lived long enough, you know that you can have a plan. But if that's not God's plan, that thing will never work out the way that you thought that it should. But He never does anything to hurt us. Everything that God does in our lives is to help us, to grow us, even when we sometimes have to have growing pains. This is why I'm saying this morning, listen to me closely. God is taking all of us, I believe, you don't have to agree with me, in a different direction. We're doing some, remember when the pandemic came? And there are some good things that came out of that pandemic. It made people look at themselves and see the gifts within themselves. People started becoming entrepreneurs, building their own companies, collaborating with other people and coming up with ideas. Now, even though the pandemic, yes, it did, it took a lot of our families and friends, and things happened during that time. But in the process, you grew, I grew. We looked at life a different way. Yes, we did. And I remember when my daughter told me, she said, Mom, you know what? Can nobody shut the entire world down but God? That's how powerful He is. Can't nobody shut the entire world down but God. And then I'm looking at the television, they was showing how pretty the water was, how the roads looked like just all the remnants and stuff that was on there from when we travel back and forth and all the things that we do daily. Now, we were on lockdown, true enough, but God was showing us what He can do. See, and just like if He can clean up the waters, if He can clean up the roads, if He can take and renew all of that, guess what He did with us? He cleaned us up. People will complain about being inside, but being inside, He was cleaning us. He was renewing us. He was giving us a new strength. He was strengthening our minds and our hearts. And we began to look at life different. So what I'm saying to you this morning, don't be afraid to do something different, because God is taking you in a different direction. It's okay, and you're going to be okay. I don't care how many people put you down. I don't care how many people say that you are not worth that thing that you're doing. I don't care. Keep doing and exercising your gifts. God gave you those gifts. You're a wonderful person. You are a wonderful person. Reach down on the inside of you and pull out everything in you. Every tool you need, God has put it on the inside of you. Just know that you're amazing. You got to know that. You got to know that you are amazing. You got to know that whatever I set out to do, I can accomplish it. You have to know that. You have to know that your strength comes from God. You have to know that. You have to know that you can overcome anything. You have to know that. You have to know that you were built for greatness. You were built to rise above anything that you go through in life. Just think about the things that you went through 10 years ago and you thought you wasn't going to make it. Think about when you was in high school and you might have thought, am I going to graduate? And you done it. And then you went to college. And you know, college has its challenges, right? And you thought you wasn't going to make it. But guess what? Now here you sit with not just one degree, several degrees. When you thought you couldn't buy that home and you've done it. It's just so many things. If you sit back and do self-evaluation, you will see that you have overcome so much of the things that people said that you never would obtain. People said that, but that wasn't what God said. And I am telling you this morning, don't be afraid to go in a new direction, because God has exhausted what you were doing and he's taken you in a new direction. And he only gives good and perfect gifts. So whatever gifts you have from him, whether it's the gift of singing, the gift of speaking, the gift of loving people, just the gift of just pouring out and into other people, whatever your gift is, educators, that's a gift. Counselors, that's a gift. And really, in reality, we are all somewhat, whether we're counselors by profession or we're peer counselors. Don't you know we are all in a form of counseling when we're having to help people out, when we're having to do things that can help someone else's life in a positive way. Don't be distracted by anyone, because one thing that I've learned about God, he will handle your enemies. He will do that. God will handle your enemies. You just keep rising up in the morning, putting one foot in front of the other, and keep moving. Because at the end of the day, you will be blessed for all your efforts. I will see you all tomorrow, if the Lord says the same. But keep him in front of everything that you do, and don't be afraid to go in a different direction. Don't be afraid. You got this. Y'all have a wonderful day. And before this day is out, guess what? Take some time out to encourage and inspire someone else. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.